Hi. So I thought that I said that I would do a book review on this vlog, on this channel, and did I just say book review? I'm still sleepy. Although I've had coffee, I think I need to drink more coffee. Okay, let me finish. What was it? Okay. Alright, so I was going to talk about a book. This book, I'll show you the cover. It's called Massive. It's by Julia Bell. The tagline is, "When a struggle with your weight becomes a battle with yourself." And it's one of the books that I chose to read in preparation for uni. And it's a subject, it's a serious subject, it's a YA book, and for adults too. Young adults and adults, and it's really very good, but it's also something which weight issues and problems. It's something that I've struggled with in my life a lot, and I think it's a book that I'd really like to talk about. At the same time, I know that it's a very sensitive subject for so many people, and I'm not sure. I sort of feel like I think Christmas can be such a difficult time, as well as a lovely and beautiful time for so many people. And I'm not sure whether to talk about such a serious subject right now. When I was thinking about this just now, it was clearer in my mind about what I am trying to say now. I think that it's a subject which I'm learning to take more objectively. But I think in talking about it, a lot of it would be subjective and would be related to my own experiences, and that could be a really good thing. I wonder whether I should just talk about it. It's a really good book. It's a really good book, and maybe I should just talk about it. Maybe I should. Okay, I think I will. I think I will. So I suppose this isn't going to be like an academic or intellectual book review, because firstly, I haven't studied I've studied a little bit, but I haven't written essays or anything like that in like 15 years or something. So it will be more my thoughts, from a more subjective viewpoint, I suppose. So it's about 3 generations of women who all have issues. I don't know whether to use the word issues. It doesn't sound quite right. It's more, it's problem. It's a problem. So problems with their weight. And you can see in the book how that gets passed through from the grandmother to the mother and her daughter. The book is as from the daughter's perspective. I can't remember, Carmen is her name, and it was a lovely book to read, but I found towards the end of it that I began to find it a little bit difficult to read because it was hitting home so much, and I just wanted a character's life to turn around for the better. Things progressively were getting worse for her, and I'll try not to talk about what happened I won't talk about what happens in the end of the book because I don't want to spoil it in case any of you want to read it. But I was just hoping and praying that things would turn around for her, that she would, that good things would begin to happen in her life, and that there'd be a lot of hope for her, which hope does shine through in the book, definitely does. And I think, from my own personal viewpoint on it, or take on it or something, that one of the ways that it does, which might not be an obvious way, is that the writing style, there's moments in the book, quite often, when the characters are just so surprising. They're just so surprising. Some of the things that they say and do, which is lovely because it goes against a lot of cliches and stereotypes, I think. When characters say and do something that is a bit unusual for what you'd expect. And what I found was that it sounds like the author's voice, Julia Bell, her voice really shines through strongly as like the author's voice. I don't know how to explain it because it's all of the author's voice, but there's moments when it's almost like her character is shining through the other characters, like and their words. So it's kind of like I found that sort of reflective too when I'm writing. If I'm writing and I suddenly write a phrase and it's something that like my dad might say, for instance, then it feels slightly out of place to sometimes, but I love it because it's me, but it's also him, and but it sort of stands out in my writing to me, which is a big part of. It's a big part of who I am. But anyway, so there were moments when I'm just trying to articulate this properly. There's moments when it just seems so much like Julia Bell is talking, even though it's another character. even though I don't know Julie about, and but it's lovely and it's refreshing because you can hear her voice, and she, to me, I feel like she would be someone that I would really like to meet her. And that was my favourite thing about the book. The ideas that she would come up with, her voice coming through, and going against the cliches. The mainstream cliches. I think that still smells like a new book. It's so nice. So, but yeah, it did. So towards the end of the book, I stopped reading for a while because I just couldn't take all of the bad stuff that was happening to the main character, and I just I was just really feeling for her, and yeah, but I soon picked it up again and finished it, and it was great. And there's sweet things about it, and it's very real and true to my own experiences. Not everything, of course, but some of the things she goes through, I can really identify with, and it doesn't glaze over anything to do with the subject of weight problems. It's very there's moments where it's quite stark, and it's brutally honest, or just it's honest, and it's truthful. Yeah. The main character is lovely. There's a character in it, I can't remember her name now, who is the daughter's mother's sister, and she's wonderful, and she's like a heroine in it as well, because I think in a way they all are, and she brings a lot of hope. I was going to say joy. I would say moments of joy, but I think that that Carmen is so deep into her problems that it could be that it's difficult for her to even enjoy her life that much. But there are moments when she does, and that is heart-wrenching, and it's so important, and it's something that all of us need, and that's something that we provide each other through friendship and love, and in family relationships, and reaching out to each other, and just kindness, and being there for each other, and noticing, and just being gentle, and and being, I suppose, mothering, but also able to stand back from a problem and to I admire people who can do this, or who can do that, to acknowledge that somebody has a serious problem and to help them, but to not take on that the emotion and the to be sensitive to them and to what they're going through and to their feelings, but to also stand back from it and to be objective from it in order to help somebody. And maybe that's why I thought it would be better to not talk about this, because I don't know how good I am at doing that. And I suppose when it comes to such a serious subject, there's part of me that might worry, what if I were to say something that somebody was sensitive to or didn't like? What if that caused problems for that person? But then to just be quiet about something and not have a voice about it is also, I don't know, there's times to not talk about things and there's times to talk about things. And I was going to say I haven't really done my research, but I think my life has been research on this subject. So really, I'm just talking from my own viewpoint, because I've struggled with my weight a hell of a lot. I've said that already, haven't I? Yeah, to fairly extreme degrees, at points in my life, and even now I still worry about it a little bit from time to time, but I'm much more at peace with who I am, and if I put on weight, then I suppose I tend not to like it when I put on weight. I feel uncomfortable with it. But I also sort of don't give a shit that much anymore, in some ways, because it's not about that, which is such a vague statement. It's a difficult one. I realise that I've talked for about 20 minutes now about this. But so I'll just say, yes, on the back it says perceptive and disturbing is one of the quotes on the back, which somebody has commented on the bookseller, which is true. Okay, so it is perceptive, definitely, and it is disturbing as well, but it's beautiful and it's real life, and that's what I love about it. And I would recommend this book, for sure. Definitely would. And yeah, the word issue is fine. I don't know why I was debating that earlier. Okay, so that's all I have to say about it for now, really. Although I could talk about it for ages. So yeah, I hope you're having a good day, and I will tune in tomorrow. Okay, ciao.